I met my husband when I was 19 years old. We were a great couple. We both were very ambitious and career-driven. We dated for 6 years and got married. My husband is attractive, sweet, caring, attentive, and loving. He always made me feel like I was the luckiest to have him in my life. We both knew we'd never have children because we both felt like we were fine with just us for the rest of our life. My family really liked him, but they didn't want me to marry him. They always told me that I was not good enough for him and he'll someday find someone who is better than me. My husband told me that my family was really toxic and I should cut them off because they always put me down. I cut ties with him and got married to him. After being with him for 9 years of my life, I found out he's having an affair with his secretary. I was living with my office friend for a few days because she was having a bad time and I was being a good friend. I had to be there for a week, but my friend told me to go back home as her mom was going to come home to take care of her. I didn't tell my husband that I was coming home early because I wanted to surprise him. I walked into him and his secretary, being intimate with each other on my bed. He screams at me to get out of the room, and I did. His secretary gets dressed up, and my husband takes her home because it's too late at night. At this point, I'm having a panic attack. I'm on my knees crying. I don't remember much because I passed out. I wake up after a while, and he's looking at me with teary eyes. He's sobbing and telling me that he's sorry for what he did. I demand an explanation, and he tells me that he's having an affair for a year. It wasn't his fault because she seduced him. We had a huge fight because his explanation didn't make sense. In the middle of all this nonsense, he tries to kiss me and take off my clothes because he wants to make it up to me. I'm having panic attack again while he's doing this to me, and I'm constantly telling him that I don't want it, and he's scaring me. He left to his mom's house because I was being way too sensitive. It's been a week. He hasn't come back and doesn't pick up my calls. His mom sends me a long text about how I'm not a good wife for not giving him children and should now shut up and stop complaining that he's cheating on me. His whole family thinks I'm a bad wife and he did nothing wrong cheating on me. When I left my family, I also left my friends because I moved countries. Most of the friends that I have are his friends and they don't want to talk to me. His mom told me he's divorcing me because he wants to get married to his girlfriend. I finally got to talk to my husband. I apologized and told him to come back and not divorce me. He told me that his girlfriend is upset with me and wants him to leave me. He said that he'd divorce me, but still keep me as his mistress because he knows how I have nobody else other than him. He feels bad that I left my family and friends for him. I don't know what to do. I feel really alone. I don't want to divorce him because I have nobody. I still believe he loves me and we could work this out by going to therapy together. I don't even know what I did wrong for him to cheat on me and not even give me a reasonable explanation. The fact that he told you to get out and took her home should tell you he is going to do it again, doesn't respect you, and eventually would do it in your face. So, do you want a one-sided open marriage? Is it worth it to deal with someone because he's all you know? You started off saying all these nice things about him, but it doesn't seem like he has anything nice to say about you if he's willing to go this far. I'm 24 female, very close to my elder brother, 26 male, and I usually spend an hour or two with him on his birthday every year. It's like our trend, and my brothers used to do this on my b-day too. Brother got married last year. My sister-in-law, 25 female, never had a problem with this trend, or maybe she never showed it to me. It's not like I'm taking his whole day, it's just an hour or two max. And my brother likes this trend as we get to talk and enjoy our company. We usually meet in 2 or 3 months. I always ask when to come since I know that they may have plans too. A day before his birthday, I asked him, and he said that he and sister-in-law are going out around 6 in the evening, so I can come around 12 noon. I arrived at their home at 12:30 and brought cake. I bake as a hobby, and presents too. My sister-in-law knew about this plan, but didn't seem happy or interested when I arrived. She was normal with my brother, but was acting weird with me. She went to another room after 30 minutes of my arrival, saying she's tired. I stayed till 2:30, and the whole time me and bro were catching up, etc., etc. My brother called her to see me off, and she came out pissed and asked to talk to me alone. She started saying that it is childish to assume that my brother will want to spend time with me since we are adults, and that I should leave them to themselves on his B-Day, as now he has his own family, and she wanted to spend quality time with him. She also said that I should break this stupid trend, as my brother will not be visiting me on my B-Day, or of my younger brothers. According to her, my brother also wants this to stop, but is too nice to say this to me. My brother is super forward in saying whatever comes to his mind, directly on my face, and her saying all this was not like him. Before I can say anything, brother came to tell that my Uber is waiting. Suddenly, she became super nice and changed the topic. It didn't seem like my brother was pretending to be happy in front of me. So when I got home, I thought maybe I should ask my bro about this during family dinner tonight, because I can sense that all this is her doing. But I also know how my brother will react to her after this, and they are happy together, and I don't want to taint their relationship because of this. I'm super stressed. Please help me out. How can I make this as normal as possible amongst us? Update. Dinner was a bit disastrous. So, bro and sister-in-law arrived a little late, and it seemed like he was ignoring me a bit, and to be honest, looked a bit pissed too. Dinner was normal, and after that we went to sit in my parents' backyard. I saw the moment and asked to talk to them in separate room. He said he doesn't have time for all this and started to walk away. This was not like him at all. I was like, what the duck? Why are you pissed at me, huh? He said I disrespected him by not coming directly to him, that I had to go behind his back and say to his wife that I'm fed up with this trend, as it takes a lot to travel up and down, and for suggesting his wife to plan his day better than that. The whole time, sister-in-law was trying to break our fight and pulling him away. I was like, wait a damn minute. You said that. You passed this message through your wife that you didn't want to spend time with me on your birthday. And he was like, why would I say that? I said, ask your wife. She said that to me yesterday when we were alone. Well, bro asked her if this is true, and she started crying. He asked her, why would you do that? And she did explain. A little background. I'm Indian, but we live in another country. We have a festival, Raksha Bandhan, next month, for brothers and sisters, where brother gifts something to their sister. So for that, my brother bought a piece of jewelry, a chain with Lil Sis written on pendant. She said that bro always puts his siblings before her, and that he puts so much thought on my gift, and it's always perfect, as if he knows me well, and that made her insecure because he didn't put that much effort on her and her gifts. For her B-Day, he planned a trip to her hometown, as she always wanted to go there after the wedding, and gifted her earrings too. And all she wanted was to get his undivided attention on his B-Day. He said she could have just said that instead of manipulating us all, and that he does know us better, because he's been part of our life whole time, and that he understands sister-in-law too, but there's a lot more to learn there as they grow together, and it requires constant communication on both parts. This did calm her down, and she apologized for her behavior. Brother apologized too for not listening to me at first. Someone said that I should give them space and should not invite myself. Well, it's my brother who invites me there. According to him, this little get-together reminds him of our childhood, and he loves it, and he always looks forward to it. And if I'm not available to visit him, he'll take his time and visit us, lil bro too. And I do ask them before about their plans. Also, if she thought I was adult enough to understand all that, then maybe she could have talked to me about giving them space like an adult will normally do in this situation. I think we are all okay, but a little disappointed in her, as she manipulated not just me, but my brother too. They went home early, and I was called a-hole by her friends for creating a scene on this small misunderstanding. I think I know from where all this hate towards me is coming in her head. There's a reason she wanted to have this discussion in private. Let your brother know about everything. Maybe you can all figure out why she's being such a complete a-hole. The fact that she changed her tone when bro came back around says everything you need to know. Next time she goes off on some supposedly brother-approved diatribe, whip out your phone and record her, and see what her reaction is. Meanwhile, you'd be a fool to just do what she says. He has a new family now, but someone needs to remind this clown that the new family does not replace the old. Coupled with the fact that you only won a few hours, and you were mindful enough to schedule it around their plans. And wow, talk to your brother. This bee is tripping. Me and my fiance, both 20s, have been together for 3 years and had a long-distance relationship. This is supposedly her first Thanksgiving with my family. My mom invited us to attend Thanksgiving dinner, and when I told my fiance about the invitation, she asked about what was prepared for dinner. And I said the traditional dishes every home prepares. And she made a face and said she'll accept the invitation and go, but will bring her own cooked food for her. I was shocked. I asked why, because as far as I know, she's not allergic nor vegan, and she hasn't even tried my mom's cooking. She said that is just her choice and wanted to eat something else to add new flavor for Thanksgiving, since she was always forced to eat the same old traditional meals every year by her family. I was mad. I told her it'd be disrespectful of her as a first-time guest at our family's Thanksgiving, but she said it was better than telling my mom to cook other dishes specifically for her. I told her no, she cannot bring food with her, and if she insists, then she needs to stay home and not come with me, because I'm not about to let her offend my mom's cooking. She got all dramatic, almost crying, saying I was being controlling, and that I should just let her come and bring her own food, instead of overreacting like that. I stood my ground, and she kept saying she wanted to bring food, and that she wasn't willing to go hungry to please my mom. I had it at this point, and got ready to go over to my parents, who live hours away. I got in the car with my stuff and left her behind, crying. Then started calling me and saying that I should not have went and left her alone at home, and that I was wrong for making this my hill to die and causing her to miss my mom's invite. I'm at parents' house right now. I made up some excuse as to why my fiance didn't come, but I'm still bothered by what happened, especially when she keeps guilting me for leaving her behind, calling me a selfish jerk and whatnot. Edited to add, oh yeah, she was actually planning on bringing an entire cooked meal, so I wasn't just talking about some side dishes to share with the family. That would have been a different story. Not the a-hole. I would have been perfectly acceptable, gracious even, for her to bring a side dish or two, so long as you cleared that with your mom ahead of time. But to pre-cook and bring her whole meal, and not eat your mother's food at all, is rude. There's something more going on here than she is sharing with you. I was supposed to marry this man last August. Instead, he had a kid with my sister. He was my high school sweetheart. I loved him, I did. But towards the end, I was sure I didn't want to marry him, or at least not that soon. I felt like we were too young, and I just desired to do more with my life before having a ring on my finger. It's not like I wanted to cheat on him or enjoy my 20s. Everything I planned, I did it with him by my side. But ever since he proposed, I don't know. It didn't feel right. He comes from money, so he could support me and our family just fine. He said I could be a stay-at-home mom and just enjoy my weeks with our kids and him. He wanted them soon, but I didn't. I wanted to study, travel, learn, work, to do more things than just being a mother. I'm sure that being a mom is an amazing thing if you desire it, but I didn't back then, and I started to feel stuck. After I told him that much, he said that we could go to therapy and work things out. 2 months after that, he got my sister pregnant. As odd as it is, I didn't care. I didn't feel hurt by him sleeping with my sister, nor did I end up with my heart broken because of him. But I did feel hurt that she did it. We are twins, so I felt betrayed by her and not him. They gave me the typical, we never meant for it to happen, but I just felt numb. We stopped talking, of course. My mom kept talking about how we could let this go and just be a family. That I didn't love him anyway, and even when that's true, I loved her. I loved her with all my heart, and she betrayed me. She gave birth 3 weeks ago, and they're asking me to meet the baby, to attend therapy with my sister and work on it. I miss her really bad, and I do want to meet her baby. I don't care about my ex. I'm not bitter about it. But I don't know if I should give it a try, or if I'm ready for it. I'm more happy now, though. I have a good job. I moved and took my dog. I'm doing okay. But I miss my sister so much, and I don't know if I should give her a chance. What your sister did was really crappy. Whether you fell out of love with him or not, she wasted no time in sleeping with him. I cannot imagine anyone who is actually a decent person being okay with sleeping with their sibling's fiancé. I suggest you go to therapy on your own, to work through your feelings and any potential feelings that will arise with either choice you make.